Hi, it's Terry Vanover, and I'm a divorce strategist here with Choosing to Rise, and I help you come through divorce without feeling legally, financially, and emotionally devastated. And I help you to heal so that you can transition confidently into that next phase of your life. So today I'm going to be talking, this is our weekly Facebook Live chat, right? So today I'm going to be talking about how to let go of the negative feelings. Now, I've been through a divorce, so I understand that when you go through a divorce, there are so many residual negative feelings that you seem to struggle with. I struggled very much with loneliness and shame. Those were probably my two biggest ones. Along with some other things, but definitely the shame and the loneliness are definitely what I specialize in. So if you're on with me today, I'd love it if you just pop in there. What is it that you are struggling with the most? What negative emotion seems to really pop out the most for you that if you could release would really make a huge difference in your life? So if you want to type in what emotion is really holding you back the most right now, that would be great. So today I'm going to talk about how to release the negative emotions, right? So I've been there, I've done that, and I've helped countless clients let go of their negative emotions. And you need to let go of those negative emotions, because if you don't heal that, if you hold on to that, a couple of things are going to happen. First, you're really not going to be happy. You're not going to find that peace of mind, not if you're consumed with negative energy. And then secondly, you really won't be able to find the partner that you deserve and that is really meant to be there for you if you're carrying around these negative emotions. You're going to attract partners who are, if you are at your best, you're going to attract a partner who's going to be at their best. So you want to make sure that you're not attracting negative people. If you're holding on to these negative emotions, you're going to attract those negative people, and you're not going to be able to let that go, and you're going to be unhappy. So if you're joining me, if you could type in what emotions that are struggling with you, what negative emotions would you say you struggled with during your divorce the most? For me, it was the shame and the loneliness. And I'm going to talk about how to release that negative emotion so that you can go on and find your happiness again, right? So the first thing that I want to tell you, if you are struggling, you got to get support. Hire a divorce strategist. It doesn't have to be me, but I want you to find someone that really understands the nuances and the feelings and the complex emotions that come along when you go through a divorce, because not everyone understands that. And as a divorce strategist, I've been divorced, and I work with clients, and I have access to resources and exercises and tools that can help people that have been through divorce and understand how complicated it is. Okay, so get this support you need from someone who specializes in divorce, like a divorce strategist. The second tip that I want to give to you, if you're holding on to negative emotions or you're finding that negative emotions are really enveloping you, is to look at how this negative emotion serves you. Identify its purpose. Now I know you're thinking, Terry, like, what are you talking about? My emotions don't serve me. I don't want this. Okay, but deep down, there's a repressed part of you that may actually be holding on to this negative emotion for a reason. For example, for some people, holding on to the anger and bitterness is much easier than letting that go and getting down deep into the pain and the hurt and the betrayal. Getting to the hurt and the betrayal is much more uncomfortable than staying at that surface level of anger. And so some people hold on to that anger. And sometimes we hold on to that fear because we can't let go of that fear, because it means we have to move forward. And by holding on to the fear, it can paralyze you and keep you. You might be afraid of making a mistake. So if you say I'm very scared to move on, or I'm holding on to this fear. You hold on to the fear, it stops you from really getting deeper to the deeper feelings that you may need to let go of, right? For me, it was shame, right? So staying at that surface level helps you or keeps you from getting down to the deeper feelings. And I know you say, well, gosh, I don't want to hold on to the anger, but it is a process. You hold on to it, and it can be a way of protecting yourself from something deeper. So then the third tip that I'd like to give to you, if you're holding on to negative feelings, and I call this consciously surrendering, okay? And I do believe that in order to heal from what it is that we're holding on to, we have to embrace it. We have to consciously surrender to it. And by conscious surrender, I mean having an intention, right? So think about it this way. For me, it was loneliness, right? And I was lonely during my marriage, and I was lonely afterwards. And I would, it's real easy with loneliness to deny that loneliness. And again, so what did my loneliness do? I'll give you an example. I'll use myself as an example. For me, loneliness is really a symptom of not loving yourself, of feeling unworthy. When you're on your own and you're by yourself, and you feel lonely, there's really, truly deep down a sense of like, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I don't like being with myself. So that's what that surface level is, loneliness. And so for me, consciously surrendering to that loneliness and just embracing it and stop running from it. And, it was really, I really wanted to go out and date and use men and get that attention, because I felt like if I can get all the attention from the men, I won't feel so bad about myself because I was so lonely. So by consciously surrendering to that and just embracing that loneliness and allowing it, I was able to kind of come to the realization that, hey, I don't love myself. And then I was able to heal it because I was able to embrace it. And I have a client who, she was struggling with for her, the feeling for her was a negative feeling of being the nice girl, right? And being the nice girl. So by consciously surrendering to that nice part of her and understanding what was beneath that and what it was a label that people were giving her, but what she wanted to do was resist that label because it was preventing her from honoring her own self. So we have to understand what we can embrace this about ourselves, but also honor that other part of ourselves as well. So it's getting to really the root of where these emotions come from. And usually they're rooted deep, deep down from our childhood. So uncovering where that belief came from, why we feel that way, and then healing it. I have great tools for the client that I worked with. It was really working with her and understanding the story that she held about her mother and how her mother didn't love her and some abandonment issues that she had. And so really working with her and healing her through the stories that she had and giving her some tools and exercises so that she could heal that within her. But what's wonderful about that is, like, now that she's embraced that nice part of her, she's also embraced the other side of her too, and has found her voice and is now giving speaking engagements, helping other women to embrace their authentic selves. So it's just really, really powerful. So I really understand what it's like to be going through a devastating divorce. To hear my story a little bit, you probably detect a little bit of an accent. I grew up just a poor country girl from Virginia, and we grew up very poor. My mom really didn't have an education, and so my alcoholic father left us really shortly after their divorce. Maybe I was 3 or 4 at the time, and then I was sexually abused shortly after that. And so I really struggled with a lot of feelings in my childhood, of feeling a sense of shame, sense of abandonment, a lot of unworthiness, and I brought that into my adulthood, but particularly my marriage. And I really wanted my husband to heal me of all of that, right? I wanted him to make me feel good and make me feel loved and make me feel worthy. So you know what? That manifested itself in me being very controlling. I was very needy wife, very controlling, very demanding. And you know, I really, there was nothing he could do to make me feel lovable because I didn't really love myself. And so our marriage ended after a few short years. And then right after we separated, my mom suffered a devastating stroke. So I lost the one woman who really would have understood what it was like to be going through a divorce with two young children. She did the same thing. And then I was struck by a van while riding my bike, so I lost my health. And right after, and through all of that, actually, I didn't have a home. My husband had the marital property, and then through some of the mistakes that I made with my divorce, I lost my home and my financial credit. So every mistake that you can make going through a divorce, I did it, right? From choosing the wrong attorney to making bad financial decisions and making decisions out of fear, not out of my future. So when I came through it, I decided, you know what, I want to help other women get through this and learn how to avoid the mistakes that so many people make when they're going through divorce. So I want to help you come through divorce without being legally, financially, and emotionally devastated. And then I want to help you to heal yourself so that you don't repeat this mistake again. Because the thing is, the chance of your second marriage ending in divorce is 67%. Once you've had one divorce, the likelihood of you repeating the pattern is so significant. So I want to help you to heal this within you and heal yourself so that you're not repeating yourself. So I want to ask you, you know, what is it that you see for yourself? What do you see in your future? If you could let go of all of these negative emotions, what do you see for yourself? What does your future look like? So I was able to kind of heal myself, and luckily for me, I have gone on and now I help other people. I'm passionate about helping other people avoid the mistakes that so many people make during divorce. And I help them to heal. And I'm lucky that I've gone on to become a divorce strategist. I'm an author, a national speaker, helping so many other people. And what I'm most proud of, though, is how I've really rebuilt my personal life. You know, I've learned to love myself, and I help so many other people love themselves. And then I because of that, I feel like I'm just the luckiest woman in the world. I just celebrated my anniversary yesterday. I'm remarried to a wonderful New York Italian man. He just happens to be super sexy and super generous and super loving, and I'm super lucky. And we have grown our family, and we have 5 children between the two of us. But not only that, I co-parent with my ex-husband 50-50, and we really are each other's teammates, right? We support each other, we're advocates for each other, we're there for the kids, right? We try to be there as a support system for each other. And it was a very contentious divorce. It didn't happen overnight, but I think through, again, having that positive energy, you know, all the tools that I've done to work on myself, I've been able to gain the forgiveness from my ex. So if you are feeling stuck, if there's some shame or guilt, or if you're struggling with loneliness or anger or bitterness and you're ready to release that, I want to invite you to a phone call with me, and I'm going to share with you the fastest way that you can let go of those negative feelings so you can find happiness again. So reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you and how I can support you. I'm happy to hop on a phone call with you and find your happiness again. All right. Well, thanks for joining me today. I will see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.